Hi, thanks. Hi, Roy. Difficult afternoon today. Was it a bit of a case of plastering over the cracks with the injuries when it came down to the bench? I know there were only 7 people available.
Yeah, it wasn't so much that. It was the fact of the quality of the players that we were missing through injury, and the fact that so many others who really could have done with a rest after playing 2 matches in 4 days, 3 in a week, we were having to sort of patch them up to get them out there, really, because if I'd have listened to the sports science and medical department, they wouldn't have played either because we were so worried about them getting a serious injuries. I thought the players did remarkably well. I thought that we started the game extremely well. I thought throughout we're playing one of the top teams in the land. I mean, at the moment, the form they're in, they're right up there, really, with Man City. So I thought that to keep them at bay like we did and to keep in the game for as long as we did. And I thought the second goal, which was a deflection, was a bit unfortunate. Who knows? You know, we might even have got a positive result from the game. But I still feel very positive about the match and very, very proud of the way the team performed.
Okay, and like you said, missed opportunities there. What did you make of Andros Townsend's chance in the first half?
Well, I mean, they missed a couple of chances like that too. I mean, it's a chance, of course it is. You know, he had to run a long way. He was under a little bit of pressure when he shot, and he struck it well, and it now he missed the post. I think you see them all the time in every game of football that's played. So I don't make anything of it. I make a lot of Andros' performance today. I thought he was excellent. I thought that what he put in really summed up what we as a team were putting in, and. I was concerned coming here. I knew it would be very, very tough. I knew that they'd be on the front foot. And, of course, I also know what great quality they have as a team. But I really can't ask any more of the players today and what they gave Crystal Palace Football Club.
Okay. Thank you. If you can use the emoji if you want a question, please, that would be helpful. Matt Wisnam from The Athletic.
Hi, Roy. Just you kind of touched on it there, but just on Christian Benteke's injury, obviously he scored, I think, 5 goals his last 5 games. How much of an impact did that make on today? And also, like, on that note, did it kind of change the way that you played? You sort of set your team up to play the game? Would you have maybe done it a little bit differently had he been available?
I'm not certain I know what you mean by, setting up to play. I mean, we probably would have still played with 1 centre forward and 2 wide forwards. Andros would still have played, and it would have either been Jordan or Wilf on the other side. So it wouldn't have changed in that respect. It wouldn't have changed the 3 midfield players. But of course, if Benteke had been fit, he probably would have played. If Luka Milivojevic had been available, he would have played. If Eberechiezi had been available, he'd have played. If MacArthur had been available, he might well have played. All of these things really are, what we have to contend with. But most importantly, we have to contend with this is a third very tough game in a week. Our programme at the end is Aston Villa, which is not an easy game. Then it's Arsenal, where we play extremely well and, lose in the 91st minute, a match which we definitely hadn't deserved to be behind in. And then today we come up here and we make a good fist of the task that we have confronting us, i.e. to stop Liverpool winning the match and getting into the Champions League with their, if you take Virgil van Dijk and Gomez out of it, they got the 2 young centre-halves, but all the others, we're talking world-class players. 2-0, yeah, would have been nice if we could have won 2-0, but, let's be realistic, that for us to have won 2-0 here today, it wouldn't have been a question of playing a slightly different team or a slightly different formation. We'd have had to be very fortunate.
And did you consider bringing Jean-Philippe Mateta on at any point? Was there a particular reason that you didn't sort of decide to go with him from the start in place of Benteke?
No, it's just a choice of players. He's available, but we preferred or thought that our purpose would be better served by having someone like Wilf Zaha playing up front, because with his pace and skill, we thought he might cause the young centre-backs a few more problems. I think they'd have been happier playing against a big centre forward of Mateta's type that they could have, fought a physical battle with. And we thought that Wilf playing up there might cause them more problems, and that certainly looked like it was going to be the case in the early part of the game. But we couldn't establish good enough possession in the midfield as the game wore on. But that's That's because this team we played against are very, very athletic and very, very good at pressurising the ball, and they don't give you much time. So it's not always that easy to find the passes and show the composure you'd like to show.
Thanks very much, Roy.
Right, Matt.
Thank you. We'll go to Paul Joyce, please, on the Times.
Hi, Roy.
Hello, Paul.
Hi. I was just wondering how you were feeling now. And also to say just good luck for the future. I've not seen you for a long time. So how are you feeling with the final game?
Yeah. I think the answer's strange, really. I mean, Luckily I've had a little bit of time to prepare it, which is good. But it's been a whirlwind, if you like, of 4 to 5 days. And there's been so many fantastic moments in that 4 to 5 days, the press conference and the way that was received. And then, of course, the reception at the game on Wednesday night, which was really very, very special. Guard of honour from both teams. You don't expect or see that very often. And then, of course, Friday was the presentation to Ray Lewington and myself and the players. And that was a really incredible moment. And then I've had to try and process all of that and then get ready to come to Anfield for the final game, a game which we always knew was going to be a very, very difficult one for us. And especially with a team that, we've had to patch up a little bit because we've had so many important players missing. So now I think I'm just pleased in a way that it's over. I'm pleased that we've got through the game without any catastrophe or disasters. I think that we showed that we are a very honest and hard-working team that respect the integrity of the league. And I've now got to come to terms with the fact that my last game has been played. And I'm actually pleased that last game has been played here at Anfield, of course, because, this is one of the temples of football. And, you are in the Premier League to get visits to Old Trafford and Anfield. That's what it's about. And in some ways, when I look back on it with a bit more distance, I think I'll probably be quite pleased that it was here the last game, albeit against a team that was too good for us on the day.
Good luck.
Thanks, Paul.
Take care.
Thanks, Paul. 2 more. We're going to go to Rob Harris and then we're going to go to Andy McSteen. Rob, are you there?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
Yep.
Congratulations, Roy, on everything as
Thank you.
move on. During the game, actually, it was announced that you're moving on to start looking to the future by taking this role, looking at the future of football on the government panel. Is that the sort of thing you now want to do in your next stage, how you can help football?
No, I didn't hunt that job down. I was just flattered that I got a phone call. I think it was on Saturday, Joe, was it, or Friday? Friday. Got a phone call, from the minister's office, and Tracy Crouch asked if I would be available and would be prepared, of course, to help out on her panel. And I was very flattered that she'd thought of me and asked me, and more than happy, of course, to offer my services. What purpose they're going to serve, I don't know, but I do believe very much in the inquiry, and I do believe very much in the idea of having football looked at from all angles. And I'm just pleased to be able to play a part if Tracy thinks I'm able to play a part. But it's not exactly a job as such. It's just something which I'm asked to do, and it would just mean, I believe, taking part in some discussions on a regular basis.
Thanks. Enjoy the break.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Rob. Okay, we'll finish up with Andy McSteen. Thank you. South London Press.
Thank you, Joe. Hello, Roy.
Hi, Andy.
It wouldn't be right if I didn't ask you about injuries, Roy. It seems to be one of the things that we've talked about a lot in these press conferences. Obviously, James Tompkins and Cech went off with injuries, and Batshuayi wasn't in the squad at all. Could you just maybe update on Tompkins and QRT, and just obviously Mishy's going back to Chelsea now, but just something about him?
Yeah, he had a back problem, so he didn't feel it was going to be good enough for him to take part in the game. So that's one, of course, that we just had to swallow that. Just in a way, we've been very unlucky with Luca and his family situation not being available, and extremely unlucky that Christian Benteke, after the game on Wednesday, didn't recover from the slight problem that he had in his calf. Today, I would think certainly with James Tompkins, it was quite simply 3 out for 4 or 5 months, maybe, and hardly played for us this season. We've missed him through injury almost throughout the season, and that's saying something, because we think he's such a good centre half and makes us so much better when he plays. But now we're asking him to play 3 matches in a week, and those matches aren't exactly easy matches. Villa and then Arsenal and then Liverpool away. And I'm afraid his body just told him, at half time and in the early part of the second half, I can't take it anymore. And Cech, I think, is a little bit the same. I think it was just a question of his work so hard. I don't think that it's going to be a long-term injury with either of them. I think they'll both be up and running soon. James has got time now until next season, but for Cech, it's a bit worse because he's got to go to play international matches for Senegal. But I don't believe it's going to be a major problem.
And the final one from me, thank you. You've just done your potentially last ever team talk post-match, Roy. Was it just more like normal routine, or was there something special you and Ray did, or the players, or is it just going to be on the trainer or coach or back?
It was normal in the sense that we've tried to prepare this game as a normal game, and we've been anxious, Ray and I, that we wouldn't let ourselves down anyway. We knew that, to come up here and get a win, that might be in more of a fantasy area than clearly realistic. But we wanted to make certain that we played the type of football that we played, show the character we showed, the work rate, the organisation, the discipline, all the things which really we've been so proud of having instilled, if you like, over the last 4 years. They were there for everyone to see today. Okay, Liverpool, unfortunately, a bit too good for us, and they won the game. But there was certainly no disgrace in our performance whatsoever. But I suppose the big moment for Ray and I was on Friday when the players made a presentation. I think that was something which will live with both of us as long as we live, I'm sure, because that was out of the ordinary. And I think that anything that needed to be said, us to them, them to us, was basically said then. So today it was, team talks, but right, this is what we've got to do defensively. This is what we've got to do when we've got the ball. This is how we've got to defend from set plays. Half time, these are things we might need to change. That's what it's been about today, and that's, I think, how it will be now.
Thank you, Roy. Good luck.
And Andy, thanks.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, everyone. We'll leave it there. Cheers. Okay. Thanks for joining.
Thanks very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye, fellas.